Steven Stumpf, Frontstretch.com. Tyler, you talked about how McAnally, the team, they want all the trucks to be in victory lane, and this is actually the first time a truck other than the 19 has actually won a race in this series. So, how special is it to not only to break through and break that winless streak, but also to be the second team of McAnally's to find victory lane?
It's huge. This is Bill's dream. Bill wants to have every single one of his trucks in the victory lane. Bill wants to have every single one of his trucks in the playoffs. Bill put a lot of faith in me. Bill told me at the beginning of the season that he put it in the budget that I was going to win a couple of them. So I had a lot of pressure just from that standpoint, because then I was like, oh, so our budget's not big enough if I don't win. But no, this is his dream, man. And when you see someone that puts so much passion into what they do, they're a guy, even though they're running a business, 2 race teams, a K&N team out on the West Coast and a truck team out on the East Coast, you want to make them proud. You want to do everything that you can for them. And this, even though I've only been racing for Bill for more than a year now, it kind of becomes. We just don't want to let him down. It's just not the guy that's just paying you to drive his cars. You want to go and achieve more than what he even thought was possible. I know Christian did that in his short tenure at MHR, and they were able to make McAnally Hickelman a force to be reckoned with, and we want to continue that.
And with breaking the winless streak was actually the longest one broken in Truck Series history. There's obviously the doubts that if you find victory lane again, but now that you have found victory lane, you almost feel kind of like emotionally it's like the floodgates opening, and it's like now that we finally ended the streak, it'll only get easier from here.
I hope, because that was supposed to be the plan after Kentucky. It's, I don't know. I know I'm going to break down and start crying when I get in the truck to drive home. I'm holding it together really well right now. But, no, 100%. The winless streaks, they get talked about a lot in NASCAR. They're not something to really be proud of. But when you do get past that, you almost try not to even allow yourself to feel the emotion. Coming to 5 to go, I knew we were short on fuel, and I knew pretty much for the past 40 laps I just done nothing but save fuel, trying to just keep as much off throttle time as possible. Even on that white flag lap, you don't even start to allow yourself to feel it. But for me, it's almost like just a peace, man. I don't even know how to describe it, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to even say. It does feel like, to your point, it's just a mountain you just crawled out from underneath, and you're standing in the sun finally. But I know. Before I even got about the truck, just thought about Monday. Got to go back to work. That's all it is. You're gonna enjoy Saturday. You're gonna enjoy Sunday. I'm gonna get very drunk, and I'm gonna be very hungover Monday. But I'm not gonna call in sick, and you're still gonna go to work because there's work to be done.
All right, we're gonna go to Jared and then end back there.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Tyler, you are actually third in points, right behind Corey Heim and Chandler Smith, looking ahead to the playoffs with you have a win now in the bank. Do you see yourself advancing further in the playoffs now into the championship four? Compared to last year, what is your outlook now with this win and being third in points?
100%, for sure. I never made it past the round of 8. Every year, it just kind of feels like I'm sneaking into the round of 8. Even last year, we started off really hot. It looked like we were going to maintain that speed all year long. Then Texas happened. Wrecked a truck in practice, wrecked a truck in the third lap of the race. Then we go to Darlington, we get involved in another wreck. And then Charlotte, we get wrecked. And then St. Louis, we had electrical issues. And then just, we had 5-6 races in a row where just kind of like we couldn't get out of our own ways. And it really just felt like that our momentum was stalled. And that season was so stressful because we went from leading the points and being 100 points above the cutoff to like just barely being in the playoffs. And then we were able to kind of get it back together. We were able to string, 4th to 6th place finishes, 4 or 5 races in a row. And then I think what happened with the playoffs, I think it was such an emotional toll on the team, and we spent so much time just fixing stuff instead of making it better, that we got to the playoffs and everyone just went and just took a sigh of relief that we were even there. And instead of just building and growing, just trying to hold that momentum, just harness it, I think we lost it, just because that season was so stressful. And I don't think, that's something that's talked about in the sport, of just having an up and down season and what can happen when you get to August, September, when it's time to ramp it up even more, and it's starting to turn cold and everyone wants to start chilling out. It's a very, very difficult thing in the sport, and I think things like guys like Christian, guys like Corey, they do that very, very well, or they're just consistent. They're consistently up front. The more you run in the top 5, the more you run top 3. The more you run top 3, the more laps you lead. The more laps you lead, the more races you win. And that's the secret sauce to the sport. And so you got to try to achieve that every single weekend.
Thank you.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos. And if you like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.